let's talk about something that is holding so many of us back. This obsession we all have with perfection. We're waiting for the stars to align, for the perfect moment, for the perfect version of ourselves to show up. But here's the hard truth: perfection is an enemy of progress. Every second you spend waiting for the right time is a second wasted. Truthfully, the perfect moment does not exist. The only moment we have is now. And ladies, done is better than perfect because you can always refine and improve along the way, but you cannot reclaim lost time. And you owe it to yourself to chase your dreams without any delays. Do you want to look back on your life and think, wish I could have done that, with regrets? If only I would have taken that step. Do you want to look back with pride, knowing that regardless of perfection or not, you went for it? Listen, regret is a heavy burden and it's not one worth risking. Hey, y'all, I'm Mick. I'm on a mission to awaken the sleeping beauty in all of us, to infuse your life with so much joy and empower you to be anything and do everything you desire. In this video, I'm going to break down why you need to stop waiting, how to overcome fear of imperfection, and how to start living a life without regrets. It's time to wake up, take action, and embrace the beauty of progress, not perfection. This is my rampage against coulda, woulda, shoulda. This is a rampage against if only, when, someday. It drives me crazy. Waiting on the sidelines for that perfect time, for your kids to get older, for your life to slow down. Like that's ever going to happen. For once you can afford the course, when the time is right for when, whatever it is, fill in the blank. All really excuses. I'm really calling bullshit on waiting for the perfect time. There's no such thing. This is you deferring, deflecting, and silencing. This is you holding your dreams hostage. We don't have time. I don't know how else to say it, but time is not on our side. I'm going to save you a lot of time for y'all waiting on the sidelines, waiting for someday. Never going to happen. The perfect time is an illusion. There's never such a thing. There's always going to be something in life happening. Done is so much better than perfect, meaning just start anyway. You got to go for it. You know that idea that you've been sparking in your brain, or that hidden talent that you've been waiting to unleash, or that story begging to be told, or maybe it's a hobby you've been wanting to try, a class that you've been itching to take, whatever it is. I need you to silence that inner critic and go for it. This is for all the mamas out there who've been dreaming, but who've been letting fear hold you hostage. The time is now, ladies, not tomorrow, not next week, this very moment. Why? Because you owe yourself this much. The thrill of creation, the satisfaction of progress, the joy of messy, glorious imperfection. You're entitled to feel fulfilled and be accomplished, to be anything and do everything you desire. And we owe it to each other as a sisterhood, as a collective, to shine bright together, to take up space, to play big, to represent. Have I convinced you yet that you are worth it? That you're worthy of this time for yourself? I hope so. So now what do? Well, now you got to take action, because every journey begins with a single step. So you have to take it. So I'm going to need you to write that first sentence, sketch that first line. I'm going to need you to make that first call or sign up for that class. You're going to have to take action. Whatever it is, make it happen. And I promise you this, the momentum will build brick by brick. Beautifully, you'll start building something. And of course, there will be stumbles. There will be naysayers. There'll be doubts. Of course, all that will happen, but you got to do it anyway. When you stop waiting and start taking action, something incredible happens, ladies. You start realizing, I'm no longer a bystander. I'm no longer on the sidelines. I'm in the freaking arena. I'm doing the thing. You know, that purpose, that little voice, the little inklings inside starts mirroring your outside. You start connecting the two. And it's beautiful, ladies. It's something, you get that little umph in your step. You start discovering that joy, but you've got to start now. The very first thing you have to do is put words to your dreams. Second, this is the best part for me. You have to be brave enough to fail. You have to be okay with getting it wrong, like really wrong. You have to be okay. And by you, I mean your ego, with sucking at something at first. You have to get over being embarrassed. You have to get over, like throw perfection out the window. You have to know that your starting line is not like others. You have to know that and be okay with having lots of obstacles to overcome and bigger mountains to climb. It's okay. Put words into your dreams and be brave enough to fail. And most people give up on the failure part. They're so afraid to look or feel embarrassed or like, I'm not. And that's where they ended. But I'm telling you, if you're brave enough to fail forward, magical things will happen. Here's my big thing that I need you to really identify about yourself is that we're so quick to set limitations, right? And that's usually what blocks us. You know how many times I hear, oh, I can't do that. Oh, that's not for me. Boy, I wish I could do that. Truth is that you don't know until you know. You don't know if you can't till you try. Not being good at something like right now is very different than saying not being good at something yet. There's a lot of things right now that I'm not good at. This, for instance, this is all new for me. This YouTube thing, like, hello, mom from suburbia, freaking Northville, Michigan. Are you kidding me? But the more I do it, the more comfortable I get. You can see I'm not in some professional studio here, ladies, right? This is me from home talking to you, trying to light it up for all of us. Just remember that. Just because you're not good at something now doesn't mean you're not going to be great at it. It's a really important thing because we give up on the idea that we're not good at something. Well, hello, you're not supposed to be great at everything. But with practice and patience, you can learn. I can learn. I have a 19 and 21-year-old, right? And in life, I can't even tell you how many times they've come home with a flyer for whatever activity because they wanted to try something. And if they showed any interest at all, my God, the mountains I would move to let them try. I know you mamas are the same way. Think about how many things you've encouraged your kiddos to try, whether it be sports, piano, dance, whatever the list is. But we do not automatically look up our kids and say, nah, you can't do that. No, you're not qualified. Oh, you're not smart enough to do that. You're not athletic enough to say, no, that's not our initial thought. Our initial thought is like, yeah, kiddos, anything is possible. Try all things. Be all things. We plant seeds of possibilities into our babies. Yet we stop believing that about ourselves. We stop watering our dreams. We've given up before we started. We throw in the towel without even trying. Can you imagine that for our kiddos? We would never allow it. Yet we do it for ourselves. I'm talking to you ladies who have just been desperately wanting to try something, to do something, to create something, and you're just in the background going, no, I can't. This is about you. Figure out what it is that you want to try and go for it. I don't care if you want to change careers, start a new business, learn how to draw. What it is, it's not important to me. What is important to me is that you are lit up inside and are finding your rhythm, your movement, whatever makes you sing and excited. Okay. Just whatever it is that you start showing up for yourself. I want to know what lives in your heart. What is it that you want to try? That you've thought, I'd love to try that. I want to do that, right? It's not too late. That your desire to grow and expand has to be greater than the result, right? So when you think about it that way, it makes life so much easier. Then you're not afraid to fail because your desire to grow and expand is greater than any result. So what if you just give yourself permission to suck? If you're just patient with yourself and you keep showing up over time, you'll suck a little less until you get to the point where like, man, I'm pretty damn good at this. Sleeping Beauty, I think it's time to wake up. Actually, I know it's time. I know it's time to jump in and take the leap and go for it. Be amazing. Suck at it. Just do something to feel alive, ladies, to take up space. Honor yourself, your being, your wants, your desires. Consider me your nudger, your fairy godmother, if you will. Wake up, girl. Wake up. I tell my kiddos this all the time. Whenever they're feeling restless, I say, listen, if you could see what I see, you would never have an ounce of self-doubt. I'm here holding the mirror for you. Do you see? Look at you. Wonderfully, perfectly, imperfectly made you. I see you. I believe in you. The world needs your magic. You owe it to yourself to know all that you're meant to be, all that you're meant for. What if you haven't even scratched the surface? What if on the other side of your limiting beliefs is your happily ever after? What if the only thing standing in the way of your dreams is you? What if? What if you remove your doubts from the equation? There's so many naysayers out there, but don't you dare be one to yourself. That is bullshit. You don't get to doubt yourself. You were not put on this earth to hate on yourself. You're meant to be so much more. Put words to your dreams, use your voice, take up space. This is my rampage. Done is better than perfect. Go for it. Do it. Now, if you enjoyed this video, check out my video on the 10 keys to unlocking joy. I dare you to be anything and do everything.